All right. All right, guys. Welcome to our Tuesday night live, 7:30. Almost didn't make it. I was working on some other stuff. I appreciate you guys being here and trying to be consistent so I can give you guys some updates. Been pretty busy since our last video last week. I'm going to talk about multiple things. I don't really have any notes specifically, so I'm going to be kind of going hopefully not all over the place, but hopefully I'm going to be talking about updates. And hey, Chris, nice seeing you. Saw you this Sunday at the Toy Vault. I'm going to talk a little bit about my weekend and this and that and appreciate you being here. And we'll get started here in just a moment with all of the updates. Now, before I get too far into the show updates, I wanted to share a little bit of what I did this weekend. You'll see this little MTV jacket here on my pinball machine. I got that. I visited our friend Dewey Sean up there in Jacksonville when I went to the Nine Inch Nails concert on Saturday night in Jacksonville. It was pretty good. Did 21 songs and he ran through them, man. It was, a little less than 2 hours. Pretty good show. I've seen him before, so it was pretty interesting. The two stages and everything. If you guys saw pictures from my main profile, you may have seen that. Then on the way back, what I did is, hey, Mike and Margaret and John. And anyway, so let's see. So on the way back, I decided to stop at Dewey's to, maybe do some shopping and see what's up with him and give him some ideas. I always try to motivate him a little bit, with my own, experiences and stuff like that. And that's cool. So one of the things I got from him was this cool jacket. The MTV jacket's like a button on the front. And then the other thing that I got, and I'll get into the full show info, is I got this. Some of you guys know that I have a 93 Mustang. And so I'm putting together a display for it, radios and different things. So I wanted to get a kind of a bag phone that kind of connects and turns on and everything. But he had this cool Dynatac. Now you guys are going, well, it's kind of the Gordon Gecko phone, but it's not as thick. But this is a Dynatac phone. It's just not the original one. And then it's got a smaller nub. But it's very cool. It had a whole setup. This is like a charging cable. You guys all remember those charging. So it displays really cool. It came up with a bunch of accessories and stuff like that. And then I end up stopping at Reniger's on the way back also. And I got a couple pieces from my friend that had that toy. And then I visited Chris and Rod up there at the Vintage Toy Vault, which their grand opening is this weekend. Chris, if you want to talk about any specials that you got, post them here and I'll talk about them. All right. So big couple things that I'm going to talk about on this particular show video is status. I'm going to talk about our upcoming Space Coast Collector Fest with Jeffrey Weissman coming up. I've been a little bit, Jeffrey Weissman coming up in just a couple weeks. I've been working on this magazine, guys, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute, but I've been working on a bunch of stuff. So I've been a little bit behind in promoting him being there, but I do want to make sure that you guys know that he's there, and I'll be changing the poster here by tomorrow. I mean tomorrow sometime. Actually, I'll probably do it in the morning because I hope to go to a park. I take the time that we have off here on these shows. I mean, I don't I don't do this to work 7 days a week. So when we get a couple week break here, because of the holiday and everything like that, I'm gonna go ahead and take that and maybe go to a park tomorrow. One of the parks with my daughter. I'm not really sure, but I am working on putting together more shows. Again, Space Coast is in a couple weeks, but we got a full gamut of events coming up. Here and including the one in a couple weeks, and then right after that, the week after that, I believe is Bradenton. I do still have a few tables there for Bradenton. I'm going to be hitting up people if I don't sell out. I think I've got sell out everything. I think I've got maybe four to five tables left on that. I'm not sure. I'm all out of walls now, so I don't have any walls. But that should be a good show, guys. You guys are missing out. We're gonna have the farmers market there. I'm speaking for vendors there. We're gonna have the farmers market there, so it's gonna bring in. Last time it brought in a couple hundred extra people, I think, above than what I thought we would have, and all that. Let me go back to Chris, and again, up at Renegers, they're opening their little store there. So they're going to have several raffles, snacks, drinks, 80s, candy surprises. That is this weekend, Valentine's weekend, up there at Renegers in Mount Dora. So they got some good stuff there. I bought some stuff. They got some grail. They have like a grail room kind of a thing, and they got some good stuff. I didn't get anything last weekend because I am spent out basically, but I am, getting some stuff. And because I'm gearing up for doing the magazine and everything, and I know that maybe people are going to think that's kind of a dumb idea, but I think it's a great idea. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so let me go ahead and go through some comments, and I'll go over the schedule, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Con Misfits that it is not on the schedule, but I'm working on that. Still, I haven't given up. I am at the end, but I haven't given up on that. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about where the Space Coast is, and I'm going to talk about, like I said, the magazine, because I think we're going to try to have it by my goal is to have a first print copy by MegaCon, that's only gives me about 45 days. So that's why I've been cramming on some content here, and I'm going to need some help from you guys for content and stuff like that for the first printing at least. Okay. So let's go ahead and go over some of these people that are joining us. Jonathan, thanks for coming out doing the video. Andy, I need to follow up with you on the on some of the stuff that you signed up and all that. So we'll get back to that. And Hurricane Comics, how are you? Let me know where you're from, man. Because I don't think I've been in your store or anything like that. So hit me up there. And Ray, yeah, see you in Bradenton. Okay, cool. Yeah, and okay, never hurts to have. Yep, yeah, I agree. We had a really good show, and that's what I'm going to talk about here in just a minute on the Rosen Plaza. Okay, so I talked a little bit about Jeff Weissman. I'm going to probably have him on the video next week. I'll confirm that, and then before the show. So next week's show will be mostly about Space Coast, and we'll probably have Jeff on to talk a little bit about his background, his movies, and what he's doing in Florida and stuff like that. And then it's going to be mostly about Space Coast, and then it may be another week about where, depending on what happens here in the next, let's say 48 hours, Con Misfits, it may be about that also. Okay. I believe that we're going to be doing it, but I can't put it out there and promote it and all that yet, because I don't, even though I did, and I'm going to show that I did go and talk and look at the building, which I'm going to show that here in a couple minutes. let me just make sure I'm set up here to show you guys some stuff here. It's gonna show you pictures. I'm not ready yet to share yet, but anyway, okay. So all right, might have to make a trip. Okay, cool. Well, hey man, they got some stuff, man. I know you're into Transformers and Knight Rider, so they got a bunch of good stuff there. So check it out. And then hey Chris, and okay. So all right, so again, I'm just gonna quickly talk about the schedule here. Again, Bradenton, South Florida sold out. Altamont is basically sold out. I might have one special 10 by 10 left, 10 by 8 left. And then let's see, we got space in Tampa, North Florida. We got space. Okay. Recently, I just added Kissimmee Collector, and I have Star Wars here, but that is going to be in the large building. So the spaces are larger than we normally have at that space. So there is plenty of space, but you know, that has opened up. Okay. I am going to look in South Florida for a June 7th building. I'm not going to talk about the building yet but I am going to be going to look at that building in the next couple days, with the hope that June 7th will be the date for that. It's going to be in the Fort Lauderdale area, I believe. That's what I'm working on. And then Ocala will probably open up maybe in a couple weeks. I'm really more working on filling this. Okay, let me talk about Con Misfits. What happened to my share? Okay, let's see. Share screen. Somehow this didn't work. Okay, what I want to do is I want to show you guys this video I made. Let me just see. Sharing a window.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so this is the Rosen. Let me just see if I got to make sure it's looking. Okay, so this was done with my Meta glasses, and you'll notice my hat up here. I move the hat here in a minute, but yeah, so you'll notice here there's like a whole restaurant, and there's the walkway over to the left. That's the walkway to and from the West Concourse. And basically this hotel has 800 rooms and it's sold out. All the rooms are sold out. So all we're doing is we're renting, we would be renting ballroom space. There is guaranteed parking because I'm going to basically charge for parking in the booth for at least one car. If you're going to need a second vehicle, that means if you have a trailer, you're going to have to pay for a second vehicle. The reason why I haven't put it up there is because I'm trying to get us a deal on parking, and the lady has not gotten back from me. This was on Thursday of last week. I was there. So yeah, so here what I'm saying is that the people said we could put a sign by the elevator of where people are going to be going over to the show. The space that we have is right across the street from the space that we have is right across the hall from where the stairway is, where people come into the hotel from the West Concourse. So there should be plenty of people here. We got plenty of space for signage and everything like that. It's a beautiful space, guys.
C&D is 2,000. The other one is
okay, so I'm just kind of showing you, this is the kind of the lobby area, but basically you know, I kind of show where the walkway is over here. So let's see, let me go and show you a couple other pictures of the space. So this is a picture I took of the space. That's the restaurant. There's a check-in area. That's the stairway that comes down from the walkway that goes over to the concourse. And again, this is a space, like these would be the doors. We would set up a registration table out here or in the corner. Let's see, that's me just messing around. Okay, you guys are good on that. Okay, so on the Con Misfits show, what we're gonna do, oh, it's TK. I'm watching. Okay, all right, cool. All right. So I did ask about 2 days because let's see, TK is saying, okay, everyone's staying at a hotel right by the ballroom, go to it's free traffic. Yep. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. And okay, so I did ask about 2 days. What we're gonna that's another reason why for the delay, okay, is originally last year we just did Saturday. Now, what I'm trying to do is everybody is gonna want to get in here on Friday to set up. I already know that. Okay. It's a big space. It's either 8,000 square feet or they're gonna give us this other room that's 10,000. I'm waiting for final pricing. That's why I haven't put it out there. But basically, we have, let's see. So we would have like what I'm trying to do is a Friday night because MegaCon closes at 7. So all of those hotel people will be coming back into the hotel to eat dinner or whatever. And so we could have a 5 to 9 show, come in at noonish, set up, have a unload, set up everything, have like a 5 to 9 event, maybe have a bar, maybe have some, whatever. And then on Saturday have our normal show, which would be more geared toward people that don't want to deal with the Saturday craziness of MegaCon. So, but again, you would be guaranteed to park. You'd have to buy the parking probably when you get the booth and all of that. But basically, I am looking to do that. So, as soon as I've got a bunch of people on my list, if you are interested in that show, please contact me. And I will add you to the interest list. So the minute that I get an update from them, if I don't hear back from them immediately in the morning, I'm going to be calling people because I've just been waiting for an email at this point. I would have called them today, but I had another thing come up, and so I wasn't able to get over there. So I'm working on that. I'm working on adding shows. I'm working on going and finding new locations, and then we've got guests. So I've got, I'm still working with Greg Berger on his contract. He should be at the Altamont show again on April 12th. I have him down for that. That is the Grimlock. I'm kind of like at the kind of weird, just kind of at the final stages with that. So I do expect him to be there. I might have some surprises for MegaCon where I'm working on guests for that for the Con Misfits show. There and in all of that. Now, the other big thing is my magazine. I know this is, just my little mock-up. I don't know if it'll be Pokemon, but it's going to be a full, I'm using my friends. So this is not a very good, I'm going to say that it's not a very good example, because it has nothing to do with toys. Okay. But I want to thank Ron, for helping me. He runs this Born to Ride book, and he's helping me print and layout, do the print and layout. And because he's already been doing it for 30 years, there's no reason for me to do everything. Okay. And that bring, okay. But, so what I've been working on is, kind of an outline of the book, all the different pages. Just give you guys a couple highlights. Awesome, Andy. Thanks for, we're going to try to get everybody in there. Let's see. So a couple of the highlights, we're going to have a vendor. We're going to have, articles on hot toys, stuff that's hot. We're going to have links to YouTube channels. I've got hot toys. Let's see. We're going to have a vendor feature thing where we're going to try to do an interview with a vendor. and talk about their business, how long they've been in business, maybe their ideas. Some of theirs. We're gonna have other people's events, not just Jeff's events. Okay, we're gonna be promoting other people's events. We're gonna be promoting other people's stores. Okay, the goal is to get this into the stores. We're gonna be printing somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 a quarter, maybe more. I really got to see how many get picked up at the stores. My friends that own the stores, that are all friends of mine. I appreciate everybody's help, and the goal here is to promote everybody, not just Jeff. Is to promote other shows and the stores that are around those stores. I want to promote in-person buying. So we're going to have Dewey is going to help us out with this thing that he's working on, which is called Rad Pads. So basically, it's people's collection. It may be my collection first. I don't know. But I'm not saying I have to do that. But just from an easy standpoint, we may start out with that one. So we're going to have a feature where Dewey goes and goes to this. He's going to be making videos on it too, but Dewey goes to these other people's houses with their collections and shows that off and has that as a feature in the magazine. We're going to have independent toys, an independent toy feature. We're going to have some history toy, like collectible history stuff. And then in the back, we're going to have listings of shows that are not, again, just Jeff's shows. They're going to be everybody's shows that I can find online, and then just have them listed with dates and all that. Now, all the people with the stores and the shows and all that, they can advertise in it, but I'm basically running the first one however I want to run it. And then, I'd be running it regardless that way. But the point is that I'm not going to wait for people to buy ads for me to print this. I'm printing it. So it'll be about 50 pages, about 48 pages total. And then we're gonna have a shop feature, and then in the back we're gonna have shows, and then we're gonna have a listing of stores that are gonna carry the book. So my plan and my hope, because I'm still haven't got a timeline, from people. I got to get a print timeline. I got to put together the content and everything. I'm hoping to have this out. Preview only if okay, I'll come back to that. I'm hoping to have that out by MegaCon, but we'll see if that happens. This is a lot of work, guys. All right, this is TK again. Only if the floor is set will okay. All right, I'll wait to hear from TK. I assume he got picked up, so he won't be helping us. And let me know if you're helping, or you're got hired at MegaCon. Let me know. All right, guys. Let's see. So I talked about Space Coast again. Where we got Jeffrey Weissman. That's on the 22nd. I talked about the schedule. We've got a pretty banger schedule coming up here. So we've got this little break this weekend for Valentine's Day. It's my anniversary this weekend, and I hope everybody has a great time, and stuff like that. And then we're going to be hitting it hard for the next 3 weeks after that with Space Coast, Bradenton, South Florida, and then technically a couple weeks after that, probably Con Misfits, but I just haven't added to this graphic yet. And then after that, Altamont again with Greg Berger. And I don't have guests yet for Collector Fest, but and I am working on other guests there. And I guess we aren't necessary. It's just something that I'm doing to certain shows to add some flair. Like we had a lot. Everybody had a great time. No guests in Orlando. Jeff happened to be doing something else, so I added him to the Coco show. So anyway. All right, guys. I think I believe I've covered everything. As soon as I have an update, again, if you're interested in the Con Misfits show that I haven't put out there yet, hit me up. We're working on a lot of stuff. And I appreciate everybody's support, and then also everybody that helps out, TK, Sean, and Jeff Mikado and all that. And then enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Chris, and go and check out Chris and this weekend at the Retro Toy Vault. Okay, have a good week, and I'll be on again here soon. Have a good week, guys. Bye now.